So tonight we're going to be talking about Dr. Trey, the moron, the ignorant, the guy who likes to talk, act, and pretend that he knows a lot about gaming, technology, and hardware. Mr. 1440p. So what Trey likes to talk about to me every so often is about how I used to game on a CRT for my fighting games on the PlayStation 3. Anybody who's been gaming for a while, anybody who knows anything about gaming and fighters knows that up until around 2012, a CRT was the best option to play fighting games. But now he's trying to talk about how, oh wait, input lag isn't what I was talking about. What model CRT did you have? What model TV did you have? Like I actually know what model SD TV I had, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, Trey? What point are you making? And that's why this video is going to be made. What point are you making? Because to my knowledge, a CRT is a CRT is a CRT. None of them have any input lag at all in regards to playing your games and playing your fighters on your console or whatever. Trey, I'm making this video out right now to you, calling you out in front of everybody because I know you like to hide like a little bitch on Twitter and claim that you owned people, and you like to talk for a half an hour, 30 minutes going back and forth on Twitter without ever elaborating your point. That's not what I was talking about. I'm talking about something different. That's not what I mean. So right now I'm telling you, tell me and tell everybody else, what do you mean? Because we all know what you meant, and what you meant was you didn't know that CRTs didn't have input response time and that they pretty much go 1-to-1. So, you're lying, you're a fraud, and you're fake, as usual. You don't know what you're talking about, but if that's not what you're talking about, here's your platform. Explain to me and explain to everybody else what makes other CRTs different from one to another in regards to input response time.
Hilarious. So after telling him several times that when I made that comment making fun of him for playing PlayStation 3 games on a standard definition television, I told him I wasn't talking about input lag. He still somehow thinks I'm talking about input lag. If I tell you I'm not talking about something, I'm not talking about it. It's talking about something completely different. And I must say, good job on doing exactly what I wanted you to do. You really fell into this one. So let's start the entertainment. So it's pretty sad because I gave you hints. I told you it was something that one of the things in gaming that you cared the most about. I asked you how old your TV was, what model, what kind of cables you used. Those were hints. And you didn't get it because you're stupid. But the funny part about it is I never actually made fun of him for using a CRT. I made fun of him for playing on an SD TV. The last time I checked, CRTs come in HD also. I wasn't talking strictly about CRTs. I was talking about the particular TV you were playing PS3 on. Not everyone else's TV, your TV. Now here's where things get pretty hilarious. So Black Bond is known for always hyping up frame rate, talking about how games that aren't 60 frames per second and up are unplayable. But the funny part is when it came to playing Street Fighter and actually other games, he was playing more than Street Fighter on his standard definition television. All of that goes out the window? Let me explain. So Bond says that the reason he was playing uh, fighters, PS3 fighters, 360 fighters, on his standard definition television was because he was trying to combat lag, input lag, packet loss. While you weren't getting input lag, you also weren't getting your 60 frames per second that you like to clamor for and brag about and say that other games aren't playable unless they hit that requirement. Oh, and one more thing. It's pretty funny that this dude claims that I'm a TV tech noob when it's actually pretty much the opposite. A lot of people in the community have actually asked me for advice on purchasing TVs. Anyone in the community that's actually had a conversation with Dr. Trey about TVs knows I know what I'm talking about. Hard 8 knows I know what I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, we were having a discussion on TVs for a couple hours on Skype, and you bailed because you were lost. Fact. So anyone claiming that Dr. Trey doesn't know about input lag on TVs is either retarded, a liar, or a both. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. The reason why I was asking how old your TV was and what model was something pretty important. You say in your videos that all CRTs are created equal. No, 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 they're not. Especially when it comes to 60 frames per second. See, here's the thing that you, I guess, must not know, Bond. While you were playing on that old SD TV, yeah, you weren't getting any input lag, but you also weren't getting 60 frames per second. Let me explain something to you. That TV that you were playing PS3 on, that SD TV, was so old that it didn't even have component support. And why is that important, you ask? Well, because without component, without HDMI, you can't do progressive scan. And guess what? Without progressive scan, you can't see a full 60 frames per second. Period. It's impossible. An interlaced signal will not show you a full 60 frames per second. What you get is called 60 fields per second. Those are chopped up frames. You're not seeing a full 60 frames without progressive scan. Your TV did not have progressive scan. You weren't seeing 60 frames per second, so by your own admission, you were playing something unplayable. Now, you're probably going to say, oh, well, how do you know his TV wasn't capable of progressive scan? Oh, well, let's roll that beautiful beam footage, shall we?
Okay, what's up? So on Thanksgiving hiatus, so I really didn't feel like making any videos, but I'm about to make this one real quick. I mean, I played Super Mario Bros. Wii tonight. Fabulous game. Awesome game. Definitely going to buy it. I played Super Mario Bros. Wii tonight. Fabulous game. Awesome game. Definitely going to buy it. Amazing fun. Played it with 4 friends. A lot of other people came by. Just overall great time, but I'm having problems with my PS3 again. So if anybody's got any helpful advice, there it is, PlayStation 3. And there it is, right on the TV.
Now, as you can see, that nigga's TV was old as hell. So old that he was plugging the AV cables to the front. And if you look, he only had 2 plugs there. One video and one audio. You see 1 yellow cable and 1 white cable, which means he got a very crappy composite video signal and 1 audio channel. 1. That nigga wasn't even playing in stereo. 1. Just the white cable. You look on standard definition consoles, cables, it's a yellow cable, a white cable, and a red. That nigga had a yellow and a white. That nigga was playing games like this. I wonder why I can't hear the rest. Maybe it's a glitch. No, nigga, you need a better TV. This nigga was playing HD games on an SD TV, not seeing 60 frames per second, and not even hearing half the game. Fail. Bond, what is a frame?
What is rendered per frame?
No, what is a frame? What is a frame?
What is a frame?
Why are you doing that horse laugh? What is a frame?